There's nothing that I hate more in this world than privileged, white, generally liberals that advocate for civility politics. Basically, it's basically, if you guys know about it, which most of you probably do, the embodiment of Martin Luther King Jr.'s speech or letter from Birmingham jail, where he talks about the white moderate that would rather tell black people to wait for a more convenient time and wait on receiving their rights rather than making a ruckus about it and sort of like starting a fuss and getting violent or uncivil with advocating for their human rights. I really hate civility politics. I hate it. You've been seeing a lot of it lately with BLM and how they are how there is a little bit of rioting going on. There's violence happening at these protests and people trying to hand wave the entire message and the severity of the problems that BLM are advocating for by saying they're being too uppity. And it really fucking pisses me off. It triggers the absolute fuck out of me, okay? You guys have no idea how much it upsets me. So I want to make it very, very clear. Right now, I am not advocating for BLM or any like civil rights movement to advocate to engage in civility politics, okay? I'm not doing a white moderate here. I need to give a disclaimer here before we get into it. However, optics are very important. And sometimes you do have to consider how your behaviors as a movement look. We're going to go ahead and check out this video. This video came out yesterday, and it does not look good. Now you'll notice all of these BLM protesters are white. One seems to be wearing a red hat that looks like a Trump hat, but I don't think it's actually a Trump hat because this is like overtly like a Black Lives Matter protest. Now basically this is a video of like hashtag BLM, hashtag Antifa. This is a video from DC of some BLM protesters literally harassing this random woman because she wouldn't like put her fist up and say solidarity or some shit. Let's go ahead and watch it, and I'm going to give my take on it and what this entails. Let's just watch it. It's only 30 seconds long. Really quick, I'm going to go ahead and switch to my... Wait, hold on. Can I actually just, like, move my webcam without fucking everything up? All right, there we go. Fuck. Okay. Yeah, you need to be able to see the lady and her reaction. Yeah. So, as a wise woman once said, yikes, Gorge, not a good look. This is really, really bad optics. Now, it's not an accident that about 99.9% of the people in this crowd are white. However, this is really, really bad optics. So I've looked into the story behind this, and not a lot has come out about it. There's been another video that came out that's a little bit zoomed out, and you can see a little bit more that happened. Basically, what happened is these protesters went up to this lady and demanded that she like raise her fist in solidarity, and like chant with them. And she was just like, I don't like. I'm just kind of eating my food. Like, yeah, I'm a BLM. She is a BLM protester too. Like, she went to BLM protests in support of BLM. Like, she is openly like pro BLM, pro all of that kind of stuff. And she got like harassed by these people, like literally like fucking borderline like in assault. Like, they are like in her face, you know, like raising fists and stuff like that. It is not a good look. And ideally, I know a lot of you are going to say, Xander Hall, why are you platforming this video? Why are you spreading it around? All it's going to do is make BLM look bad. All you're doing is help spread this around and harsh BLM's name or tarnish BLM's name. And that would be a good argument if the entirety of conservative media didn't exist. Because guess what? Conservative media outlets and conservative media figures are not going to give this video that same courtesy. They are going to use this as yet another example of BLM and Antifa being a radical terrorist movement that needs to be stopped, and all these people need to be arrested and killed. That is what they are going to push, and they're going to use this video as evidence of. So I need to make it, and other leftist figures need to make it very clear that we do not endorse this kind of behavior. This is not what BLM is about. This is not what the movement's about. This isn't what any of it is about. This should go without saying, but when you have a massive movement being propagated by millions of people, you're going to have a few bad apples in that movement. And that's what this is. A very small minority of people within BLM's movement, or maybe Antifa. I mean, they call them Antifa because I guess they're wearing masks, because I wonder why else what other reason would people be wearing masks right now when outside in a group with lots of people around. But yeah, these people probably aren't Antifa. They don't look like they're Antifa protesters. They're just like BLM normies, right? This just isn't a good look at all. The right is going to take advantage of this, and they're going to push it as another example of Antifa being evil and BLM being evil. And this is not good, considering that we are on the precipice of probably the most important election in American history. Maybe not the, but one of the, at least. We have a fascist in power. I watched the RNC convention. It was mask-off fascism down the board. Eric Trump, Donald Trump's son, who is like hardcore being groomed to be the next Republican president, wore a QAnon pin at the RNC. You guys know that, right? He wore a QAnon pin on TV, national television, at the RNC. Or Trump Jr.? Eric Trump? I thought Eric Trump is... No, it's Trump Jr., not Eric. Okay, never mind. Donald Trump Jr., Don Jr., wore the QAnon pin. I apologize. Who gives a shit? All of his fucking kids are stupid. Except for Barron Trump, who's like a fucking unit. Like, honestly, Barron Trump is taller than Donald Trump, and he's like 15 years old or some shit. It's actually crazy. Anyway. We have an election coming up. We have the possibility of a fascist having a second term where he knows impeachment doesn't work, because we tried to impeach him. He did get impeached. Nothing happened. The Senate won't allow it. He won't get removed from office. We have he's in his second term, so he doesn't have to worry about getting reelected. He can go full mask off and go as hard as he wants and has no consequences. A second term of Trump would be a million times worse than first term Trump. And hey, we might even get a term 3 of Trump. Trump's been joking about a third term. Joking. He's been talking about a third term. He posts those videos on Twitter and stuff of people, of like the Trump 2024, Trump 2028, Trump 2022. Like, he's been doing that kind of shit. You know that, right? Like, he is talked about with massive support from his audience about getting a third term and a fourth term and a fifth and a sixth. And he has been using the straw man of BLM being this like radical terrorist organization along with Antifa as a massive part of his platform and of his appeal. And right now, this is ammo for Trump to use against the left in a very polarized, very, very vital election. Like I said before, I am not advocating for civility politics in any way, shape, or form. All I am advocating for is, if you're watching this right now and you are part of the protests, this should go without saying, but don't do stuff like this. There are cameras everywhere. Everybody has a phone on them. Anyone can record anything. Don't assume anything that you do won't be seen by everybody. Just don't do this shit. Not even for optics sake. Like, this is just, like, wrong to do on a moral level. Like, there's no reason to be doing this just on a moral level. You shouldn't be doing this. Like, this is bad to do. Like, she didn't do anything wrong from all the evidence that's come out. And even if she did, like, even if they were walking down the street, although she's a BLM protester, like, she isn't in support of BLM, so this is unlikely. But even if she screamed the N-word as they were walking down the street, this is not a good look, optically speaking, because that's not on camera. So, yeah. Don't do this kind of shit, please. And this should go without saying, but fucking vote in November. Don't vote third party. Don't vote for Trump. Don't not vote. Vote for Biden. I don't care if you live in the bluest state or the reddest state. You go out and you fucking vote. Trump is doing everything in his power to keep people from voting. With the USPS shit, defunding it, and them pulling up USPS like postal boxes and shit like that. Trump is trying and succeeding to engage in voter suppression because he knows his chances are not that good this time around. We cannot survive another term of Trump. He's already doomed the country more or less with one term. We gotta bite the bullet and vote for Biden. At this point, any lefty who is still supporting Bernie or bust is subhuman to me. I'm sorry. Like, after everything that's happened, after the RNC, if watching the RNC wasn't enough for you to not be Bernie or bust anymore, then you're too far gone. You are a LARPing piece of shit if you're a lefty and you're still Bernie or bust after the RNC. You're a piece of shit if you were still Bernie or bust after the coronavirus thing, or after Trump banned trans people from the military. After basically Trump did anything. After Trump announced that he was running for president, initially, then you were a piece of shit for being Bernie or bust. But now, it is completely indefensible. Don't be a piece of shit Bernie or bust LARPer. Vote for Biden. If you can. If you are an American and you have, if you are capable of voting, vote for him. Fucking do it. Every vote makes a difference. No fucking excuses. No more bullshit. Vote for Biden in November, you motherfuckers, because I'm going to be streaming. I'm going to be streaming with election night, okay? And I'm going to punish all of you if Biden loses. Because I'm going to know some of you fuckers in chat didn't vote and you could have. It'll be your fault. All right? So, you better fucking suck it up. I know it hurts after Bernie lost and had the nomination stolen from him. I know it really sucks. I know there's a lot of emotions in the air, but it's time to suck it up, bite the bullet, and stop the literal fascist from maintaining power. That's all I'm asking from you guys. It's as simple as fucking writing in a name on a fucking ballot.